Once again, we are going to talk about some more paranormal experiences, but you're not going to hear it from me because thank God. We are going to hear from my direct family, not online, not Amazon reviews, my grandpa, my grandma, my cousin and her husband. We are going into it. I'm going to let them talk. They're getting the floor today because guess what? We got to hear what's going on with this. Paranormal experiences. My grandparents used a Ouija board many moons ago and they had some problems. So we're going to look into it. Listen, I'm done with paranormal shit after this. I'm moving on to other things. So let's go. Let's get into it. I am going to play some clips for you guys from the podcast Circle of Content, which is co-hosted by my cousin Lexus and her husband Evan. Great podcast. Y'all have to check it out. They talk about anything in life. One thing I can guarantee you is that they have at least one podcast that you can relate to or that you'll find interesting. So check them out. I'll put them in the description. So let's kick back and relax and hear what paranormal experiences they have had so far.
Circle of Content.
My family had a really good family friend pass away, unfortunately due to a drunk driver. My mom one time was in the car and I guess she was thinking about him. His name is Jeff. A bird flew into her car window and sat on the windowsill, and this bird was a red cardinal. So
yeah, and I've heard before that cardinals can be like a loved one.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Right,
like
yeah.
butterflies.
We were talking earlier, butterflies. I said blue jay. Yeah.
So she was like, okay, maybe this is Jeff, but I'm not sure. And later that night, as she was sitting on her bed by her window talking to my aunt, she had said, I don't know, I feel like if it was Jeff, he should have just made it more clear, more obvious, like, and this is me, I'm sending you a sign. And in that exact moment, our neighbor's motion light that my mom could see through her window went on, off, on, off, on, off.
Which motion lights typically are only triggered by motion, and it's an on,
stay on,
minute, they have settings on them, a minute, 2 minutes, 90 seconds, whatever you want.
Yeah. My dad and my brother went outside to test the motion light out. It did not flicker again.
I'm gonna pause that right there. That's crazy. Just like how they mentioned motion lights, they go off on motion and typically they don't just flash on and off like that. So, and like when you, like kind of like when you see in the movies, you say, give me a sign, and then like they literally give you a sign, like, wow.
We went to, if anyone's from the Philadelphia area, Gyro's Pizza.
Whoop, whoop.
At one point, and as we pulled into the driveway of the parking lot, my mom was like, oh my God, the last time we ate here was with Jeff. And I was like, wow, wouldn't it be weird if like Here Comes the Sun came on? Crazy thing happened. We get to our seats. We're literally scooching into the booth. Like my mom's butt has barely touched the seat.
Here Comes the Sun comes
and Here Comes the Sun.
Wow.
She said it was perfectly okay for us to share this. From Katie from Upper Moreland, and she said, basically I was at my house with a friend of mine drinking wine and hanging out. I happened to be on spring break and was Snapchatting a friend from school. This was around the time that Snapchat filters had just come out, back when filters were applied while you were taking a picture. So this explains why the picture's in black and white. I took a selfie to send back to her since we were both excited to be on spring break. I took the picture, looked at it, realized what was on the screen. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps. It's so scary. Looked at it, realized what was on the screen, and basically threw my phone across the room. When I showed my friend, we were terrified. I still have no explanation for what the picture is. All that was behind me was a window with nothing on the other side, besides a tree, I believe. I was on the second floor, and then also we found drawings on the door after the fact.
This picture is creepy as hell. So some people thought this picture was fake. It actually was proved to not be fake or wasn't edited. So that picture, that is so creepy. You literally see the nose and the eye. It's not like it could have been formed unless it was some type of reflection, but this is really scary. And then moving on to the next picture, it will infest. And you have, I wish you the best, XOXO. This is now. I don't know, this is trippy, so I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Like, I'm scared that like someone's gonna pop up in the back behind me. Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like parts of the video I've been looking behind me because I'm just like, I don't know, I'm getting spooked out. It's broad daylight, I shouldn't even be getting scared. But let's move on to talking to my grandfather. All right, let's call my grandpa. I'm on the West Coast, so 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. It's 9:30 at night over there. I'm bothering my poor grandpa, but we got to hear his stories, so.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Hey, you still awake?
Yeah. Wait. Is the speaker on? I can't hear it when the speaker ain't on.
Ouija boards, and I remember you said that you guys had one like many years ago. If you remember what happened, like, so next time I see him, I can tell him.
Yeah, we remember what happened. We was at Uncle Louie's apartment, and we was having a party, and we're all sitting around this side of the place. Everybody had one of these things. Asking some questions. Grandma's father had just died, and we were going to call it back from the dead, right? We wanted to ask him a question.
Mm-hmm.
Like have a seance with it, answering the questions, you know?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Aunt Margie started acting crazy, like, really talking crazy, you know? And then she started screaming. Everybody stopped. And man, she's still going on, screaming all kind of crazy shit and hollering. So, who the hell was there? Aunt Eileen, that was Louie's wife. I got a hold of her, tried to calm her down, and took her in the bathroom. And then she went in the bathroom, and then we started talking. She went in the bathroom with Aunt Margie, and we started talking and saying, well, did you see what I saw? And Grandma said, I know what I saw. What'd you see, you know? So all of us that were still in the room said, we saw the shadow come across the room and go into Aunt Margie.
All of you saw that? All of you saw that?
Yeah, and we all said, really? And yeah, we did, right? And Eileen comes out of the bathroom, been there 10, 15 minutes or more, trying to calm Margie down. She comes out. Now, she wasn't there when we was discussing what we saw. She comes out, she says, you know what she told me? I said, no, what? She said, this thing came across the room and entered inside of her, and it's in her, which blew our mind, right? Well, from that night on, Aunt Margie was a different person.
Wow.
She turned around and left her husband and got involved with this freako drug dealer that was all burned up in a fire. Lived
Yeah.
We had her from place to place to place, and then she'd always be off, and she'd always say something happened to her that night and all. Well, the one time we was going to take her to the place around the corner on the boulevard at Friends Hospital, that was metal people and all. And we went down because she lived down in Kensington with this guy, and he kept her locked in the basement and all.
Oh my God.
Left her there, no food and all this because he was terrified of her and babysit it for us one time. We wanted to take her to the mental hospital, and next thing you know, Graham, she's sitting on the steps and she changes into a different person. And this thing in her starts arguing with Grandma. You ain't taking me nowhere. I'm going, oh man, you know, crazy it was.
Wow.
You couldn't tell these people about spirits, you know. And we saw this happen.
Yeah.
Well, then somewhere along the line there, they babysitted for us one night. And so the story told us is when he came home, he telling us the door not rattling when they're in bed trying to screw. And then the third time when he opened the door, nobody was there. He says then he got back in the bed, and him and Margie was sitting up in the bed terrified, and he says through the door came this dark shadow and stood at the bottom of the bed looking at him. So then he said he don't know how long it was he sat there terrified. He finally got up to go to put on the lights, right? Because they would turn the light off, but you still could see in the room, you know, from the lights to the window. The thing went through the closet door, the sliding closets, and up and out. And when we came home, he is scared shit. There's him and her sitting on the sofa. And he said, he ain't never coming back in this damn house, never again. Told us this story, right? Yeah, he's gonna believe this story and all that. What is this story? He never would come back. Hello?
But I was talking to Grandpa about it, but he said that you were in the kitchen like many years ago, and then like the plate flew across the room or something like that.
Yeah, down towards the basement steps.
But
I was making tuna fish, and the plate just picked up and went down towards the kitchen steps. Flew.
What?
Yeah.
It just got up. It just flew right in front of you.
It just slipped. I had it on the counter and went across the counter and flew out towards the door. at the cellar steps.
What did you have? Did you have the windows? Did you have the windows open and a gust of wind or something?
No, it was nothing like that. We had spirits in the house. I mean, you don't like telling people that, but we did.
Wow.
And I heard you say to Grandpa, hey, my friend was just telling me that the Ouija board. Don't ever do the Ouija board.
No, I know. Trust me, I'm not doing it.
Don't open yourself to it.
No, this is crazy that the plate flew across like that. And anything else happen? I know it happened with Roger, but with you guys there, or?
The one night I went to bed, I felt that the room was cold, and then I looked down the bottom of the bed, and I just saw like a bleary figure. Like I can't even describe what it was. It was like blurry, and I got real scared, and I froze, and I wanted to wake Grandpa up, but I couldn't move. I was so scared that I was kind of like frozen. I couldn't move. It seemed like a long time, but it probably wasn't. It was probably just a matter of seconds. And then I rolled over and I woke him up, but he didn't see it that time.
Oh.
You know. But there was times that we both just saw come into the room and go into the closet.
Wow.
Like fly over towards the closet and like go in, the door and all. I don't like talking about it because I don't like. I know Satan rules the world. The only way that we got rid of them was Jack came and talked to Grandpa first, and I didn't want anything to do with it. After we start studying and the Bible, you call on Jehovah and really believe, and that's the only way we got rid of them. And I used to feel that when I got to the steps before we start studying. When I got to the top of the steps, I always felt like there was something near me and was going to push me down the steps.
Wow.
It was weird. Horrible. Whenever I would get that feeling, I remember what we were being taught by Jack, and I would call Jehovah. And then if I had that feeling, I would say out loud, Jehovah, Jehovah,
Yeah.
And then it would go away. And I mean, and if you see like the shows like on television, they see something so they're really evil spirits because Satan rules the world right now.
Yeah. Sorry I had to cut my grandma off there. They just kept talking for hours and hours. But so I'm in the closet right now because I heard a noise. No one's home and I'm scared. And I don't know, maybe it could have been the ice maker for the refrigerator, or maybe it could have been the washing machine. But guess what? Now, because of talking about all this stuff, every noise I hear, I can't do it. Like I said, this is the last paranormal video, guys. Thank you for watching my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And more videos are coming, but I promise you they're going to be way different because I can't do this anymore. Thank you for watching, guys. Peace out.